So it's about my bedtime, and I started having this thought before going to bed. Why are we supposed to do hard things? But why is it not normal to do hard things in today's society? Nowadays, it's totally fine to be mediocre. We set up for mediocrity every day. It is considered absolutely normal to be 50 years old with a job you don't like, with an okay wage, with a body you're not happy about, and a life you are okay with. So imagine being on your deathbed, looking back to your life and realizing you didn't live a life you liked. You didn't live up to your expectations. You did not reach your goals. You did not achieve the missions you were set to. You look back at your life and you realize you could have done much more than what you did. You look back at your life and you realize that what you have done is not what you knew was correct. Because let's be honest, deep down, everybody knows what is correct to do. And deep down, everybody knows what they should be doing. A fat person that spends his whole day watching TV, drinking beer, soft drinks, and eating chips knows he's not supposed to do that. He wishes he would be skinnier. He wishes he would be more muscular. But guess what? He keeps on drinking bad drinks. He keeps on drinking bad food, but he knows he shouldn't. And he says, "Oh, it's 2026. Let's hope this new year will make me skinnier. Let's hope I'll start eating healthier food. Let's hope I'll start working out." No, it doesn't work like that. You can't just hope for better things, because the reality is everybody is responsible for what happens to them. So if you're fat, if you're skinny, if you want to change your body, you can't just hope that a gym membership will drop from the sky and you'll start going to the gym with discipline every day, following a program. You can't hope you'll just get bigger. You gotta put in actions. You gotta sacrifice yourself for what you want to reach. You can't just hope the candies you have in the cupboard will transform into fresh meat and vegetables to make you bigger. It doesn't work like that. So, why are people supposed to do hard things? Why are we supposed not to set up to mediocrity? Well, the answer is because personally, I'm really scared of the day I'll die, of having regrets regarding my life. I'm scared that the moment I'll die, I'll regret not having done everything that I want to do in my life. And doing what I don't want to do means doing things that will make me feel bad. If my alarm wakes me up at 7 a.m., I press the snooze button and keep on sleeping until 10 a.m., I know, matter of fact, I will feel bad. And feeling bad definitely won't make me a happier person. And I know to be a happy person, I have to fatigue, I have to endure through pain. Now, a really interesting sentence I've learned from David Goggins is pain makes you a knowledgeable person. Now, when you suffer, when you endure through pain for a long time, when you do something hard you don't want to do, you start going through these highs and lows. You start debating with yourself. You start thinking of all the dark thoughts you have in your mind about what is correct of your life, about your regrets, about the people that bullied you because of your body type, of your skin color, of your income, of anything. You'll start thinking about them and you'll start fighting them. And by fighting them, you're actually accepting them. Now, the reason why many people today are depressed, they suicide, they have unhappy lives, is because they don't have the courage to admit the problems they have. They say, "Oh, I have a terrible body, well, let's just forget it and keep on with my life. Oh, I have a bad income, oh, okay, never mind, I'll keep working my job. I got bullied when I was little, oh, okay, never mind, let's just forget it, it's over." No. In order to be happy and live a happy life, what you must do is get these problems from the dark sides of your mind and start fighting them. Now, you can't just verbally fight them sitting on your bed, laying in a comfortable position. In order to actually talk with them and destroy them and demonstrate you're better than that, You only can do this through pain, through suffering. When I was running my first marathon in April, I can clearly remember all these dark thoughts started appearing about the fact that when I was not going to the gym, I was extremely skinny, about the fact that people bullied me because of my physique, about the fact that have always been insecure about my physique. And then I started fighting these thoughts and saying, okay, well, now I'm running a marathon. I'm demonstrating I'm better than that. But then I also thought, oh, it's really too tiring. It's too painful. I should stop. I should quit. I don't want to go on. It's too tiring for me. I'm not made for this. Maybe those people are right. Maybe I'm too skinny. Maybe I'm too weak for this. Maybe I'm not made for it. Well, it's not like this. It's only through your actions you can demonstrate to yourself who you really are. And that's exactly why I don't want to set for mediocrity. It's because I don't want to make these people right. It's because if you set up to mediocrity and accept your condition, you will never grow as a man, as a person. You will never become something better in your life. And dying with the knowledge that you've stayed on a constant line for your whole life without having ever even tried to become better, to improve, well, that's not a happy way of ending your life, in my opinion. Dying with the awareness that your body has always been terrible and you were made for it is not correct. Now, everybody, in my opinion, is born with the same potential. Everybody can achieve the same things in life. Now, I realize some people are born into more difficult situations. Now, I'm extremely lucky, I'm extremely comfortable. I have a warm house, I have a loving family, I have food on my table I can eat every day. I have enough money to spend on food and other items, other goods. Some people don't, I realize this, but what I think is that everybody has the same potential of achieving things in life. Everybody has the same willpower, but we just have to discover it. It's through our actions that we slowly kill this willpower. If for 10 years I constantly eat candy, watch YouTube, watch TV until 2 a.m., wake up late, never work out, never have cold showers, never suffer in my life, all these habits will compound and make me a worse person. Now, of course, I'll be sure I don't have any willpower if for the past 10 years I've watched Mr. Beast videos 10 hours a day, eating muffins. However, the day I decide, and it doesn't really take much, to slowly become better, to actively take actions to become better, and once I start performing those actions, whether it's eating clean, going to the gym, studying more, changing job because you hate it, and do something you like more, starting being more financially intelligent. Now, the day I start doing this, I'm set to being a more happy person, a more disciplined person. And as everything in life, actions compound during time. Everybody who runs knows lacing your shoes up is the most difficult part of the run. Starting anything is very difficult. But once you've actually started practicing this habit you want to implement in your life, it will get easier. Of course, you'll have the bad days. Of course, you'll have the days in which you don't want to train, in which you feel tired, in which you have no willpower to do anything, in which you just want to lay in bed and sleep. But once you start compounding these actions over time, now, my friend, you're set to something greater in life. Now, I was having a conversation with one of my friends some time ago, and he asked me, why do you totally disapprove video games? I mean, it's okay. You're having fun with your friends. You're spending time together. You're enjoying each other. You're doing something fun together. You're just spending good time with friends. What's wrong with it? And I got really angry because playing video games in itself, there's no problem in it. You're just watching a screen, touching some display or console, and moving some characters, spending time with your friends, having fun. Okay, the problem associated to it is the environment, is the fact that you start playing at 8 p.m., now you'll probably go on until 2 a.m. playing these video games. You'll probably start drinking alcohol smoking or doing any other bad habits while playing video games. It's the fact that if you play video games, you're not doing anything productive in your life. And someone could argue, well, if I play 10 minutes a day of Clash Royale or whatever, it's okay, it won't change anything. Well, it does, because actions compound over time. If you start substituting this 10 or 15 minutes or whatever of video games every day with journaling, meditating, developing new skills, well, over time, you will start compounding knowledge, a good physique, a good mindset, all things and characteristics that will help you in your life. So, if you're having trouble starting, going to the gym, taking cold showers, waking up early, studying more, working a job that you like more, there is no shortcuts to it. There is no solution that someone online could offer you. The only way to achieve your missions, your goals, is to start practicing the habits that will lead you to those goals. So, as I've said, you can't just wish to have a good body. You've got to actively go to the gym, train hard every day, eat good food, and eventually, after time, after your actions have compounded over time, you'll get there. You can't just wish it. Another interesting point is that the more you suffer, the more you will be happy. Not physically suffer, literally in the gym, the more you suffer, the more you'll be happy. But the deeper your suffering and knowledge of yourself is, the more you're set to being an aware and happy life. And that's exactly why I love training, going to the gym, running. Because after I suffer, I feel happy. I feel proud of myself. I say, wow, good job, man. You've done a great job. You're proud of your life. You're happy. Great. And I realized this for the first time during the marathon. I was absolutely exhausted. I had no energy left in me. I ran 42 kilometers. I was destroyed. My legs were hurting so much. I was breathing. I was hardly breathing, and I had pain all over my body. But I remember sitting on a cold bench watching the sea after the marathon and thinking, wow, you've accomplished something great. And everybody is set to do this. Everybody can do this, no matter where your starting point is. And this is the key, because no matter where you start, simply by performing some actions, some habits, you can change your future. If you accept mediocrity, if it's okay for you to press the snooze button every morning, if it's okay for you to eat junk food, if it's okay for you to have a 10-hour screen time every day, how can you hope? How can you even hope to be happy? In my opinion, nobody exists that is genuinely happy of their life after having spent years and years practicing all these bad habits. No one will say, I'm extremely proud of these past years of my life. Nobody will be saying, I'm proud of having spent the past 6 hours watching TV. How can that be possible? On the other hand, there will definitely be people that will be saying, I'm not only happy, but I'm proud of my actions. I'm proud that I've put in the effort every day to show up no matter what and constantly become better, improve. So, my final suggestion for you guys, if you're struggling with anything in your life, is realize we all have the same potential, the same willpower, and some people are excelling in life way more than you are and that I am. And this is exactly the reason that makes me want to push. Today, I was in the gym working out. I finished my workout, I was stretching, and I saw this guy training extremely hard. He was sweating so hard that I could see the skin in his body through his t-shirt. And I was like, fuck, man, this dude is training harder than me. And I got quite angry. I was like, why am not the guy that's training the hardest in the gym? It's not okay. I've gotta improve. I've gotta train harder in order to become that person. And only there I'll be proud. Now, don't fall into the trap of never being happy once you'll reach that level. Because remember, you've never gotta be satisfied, but always grateful. Be grateful for what you have, but be unsatisfied, which is very different. Remember this: grateful but not satisfied. If you're grateful, you acknowledge the chances you've had in your life. But being unsatisfied means being set to have a superior discipline, a superior mindset, which will help you achieve your goals in your life. You think going to the gym is boring? You think studying is boring? You think going to sleep early is boring? Well, you know what's not boring? Achieving your goals. That's definitely not boring, and actually, it will make you really proud. So, guys, stay hard.